What is up, everybody? Welcome into the Fantasy Tap. If you've never joined us before, my name is Michael, rocking the fresh hat. Just got this in the mail today. Yes, sir.
Always
And
have the best hats.
Of course. I got to keep my hair protected. And this is John. John. John,
hey, what's
how
up,
are you
guys?
doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Hat.
No fresh hat. I don't wear hats. Do not wear hats. And I only wear sunglasses for the day that I buy them because I end up losing them.
You should. You got to wear them with confidence.
They don't fit my head, bro. It's not a matter of the confidence. Like, you see how yours like kind of tucks in around the back of your head. Mine, like, even when you tighten them all the way, just like floats around. It's like wearing a hard hat. So we just stick away.
I got some space up in here. I mean,
yeah, I've gone, multiple years without them. I think I'll be fine.
I'm gonna buy you a hat.
Okay.
You're gonna wear a hat on camera, and we'll let them decide.
I'll wear it, but you're gonna see it sitting on a nice shelf when I finally put shelves in, like I've talked about for a year now. But one day.
A year, bro. We've been recording for more than 2 years now.
Well, yeah, I didn't really want to put shelves in until you stopped coming over.
Call me out like that.
Oh, wow. Take it harsh.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it. So anyways, if you read the description, we're doing a mock draft, NFL mock draft 2.0. 2.0, I think we're like 8 days away from the draft. Very excited for that. John, what are you going to be doing for the draft? Any draft parties, anything like that?
No, not as of now. I might trying to make sure that I see a majority of it. I may not be able to catch the beginning, so if I'm not able to catch a lot of it live, I'm going to be turning all my notifications off and watching it at home alone. If I'm able to catch some of it live, then probably be live streaming it with you.
Yeah, we'll do a little live stream, some reactions. Yeah, you got to be somewhere because I don't want to spoil it for you. I'm going to be freaking out. But anyways, let's jump into it. John, you went first last time. I am going to be first this time. And like Brooks is saying in the chat, if you could leave a like, we'd love it. We're already at 4 or 5 likes. Love it.
Nice. Love to see it, guys.
Subscribe, and then click that little bell. We go live, try to go live once a week, and then post, replays and stuff like that during the week. So anyways, let's stop talking and jump over to the draft. So here we go. We have got the Jaguars on the clock, okay? And I want to go chalk. I want to go Aiden Hutchinson, blah, blah, blah. In my opinion, the best edge rusher in this draft. But I think we're doing more of what we think is going to happen, what we've been seeing, reading, and stuff like that. And this guy's been getting a lot of hype lately. And I'm going to go Trayvon Walker. I'm going to leave it at that. Good edge rusher from, Georgia. I think the Jaguars, out of anybody, is a team that would mess it up and not take the best player available. So that's where I think they go. A little shocker maybe out of the gate. Yeah, but Aldon Smith, yeah.
about Malik Willis possibly going number 2, but I don't think we see it. Not to Detroit this week or to this year. So I think that if
Hold on one
Trayvon
second.
Walker,
I think we're.
uh-oh,
I think we.
Houston, we're having a problem.
John has no sound. Okay,
John has
hold
no
on.
sound. I was gonna say I can actually see you.
Now we can. Yeah, I just switched back over. Okay, I think I fixed. Sorry about that, guys.
All right. Audio is dead. All right. If you guys can hear us, let us know. Okay. Well then. Thank you guys for letting us know that we're having some issues, even if you can't hear me.
Sorry about that, guys. We suck.
You don't give us some credit.
Go. Hold on. I think
we're back. All right. We're good.
All right, cool. We're good.
All right. So now that you guys just missed my great elaboration and overspeak on why Trayvon Walker makes sense there, let's go over to the Detroit Lions with our number 2 pick. And like I said, there is some buzz of them going with Malik Willis at that number 2 spot, but I just don't think we see it. And with the fact that Aiden Hutchinson's still there, I think that if Jags go to, or if Jacksonville goes to Walker, I think Hutchinson sitting on the board makes a lot of sense there. Being that they do have some picks later on, if they're not going to go quarterback, then and not Hutchinson or edge rusher, then it's more than likely going to be a lineman.
So you're going Hutchinson?
I've drafted Hutchinson.
Boom. Hutchinson at 2.0. I like that. And honestly, if Hutchinson falls, I think he fits the Dan Campbell kind of mentality perfect. I think he'd be a great fit there in Denver or Detroit. So good pick. That's kind of where I'd lean. I do
think they trade out of it though.
I could see it, but the issue is I think a lot of teams want to trade back this year.
Yeah.
So it's going to be easier to trade up in the top 10, top 5, whatever, than it is to trade out of it. And you're not going to get that value. So I think they're just going to take, best player available unless they can get the value they want.
Unless Seattle finds out that Carolina is going to draft the quarterback that they want, and they just do a full-on pick swap between Seattle and Detroit.
Could be. That could work. All right. So, Texans are up at the 3. They've got an abundance of needs on defense, offense,
special teams,
everything. They need everything.
Front office.
But Lovie Smith, defensive guy, defensive mind. There's a couple guys here that stick out to me. One of them, Kayla Thibodeau, who is still arguably the first pick overall. I mean, he's got talent to be. We've seen it since, the middle of the college season that he's been mocked as, the first pick. Slid down a little bit. I do think that he is a very talented player. However, I think Ahmad Gardner is better. I think Ahmad Gardner has a better future in the NFL. So I'm going to take cornerback Sauce Gardner.
Fair enough.
I keep going back and forth on Sauce. I can't tell if I like him.
I was confused.
Can't tell if
we haven't talked
don't like about him.
We haven't talked since the last time we did the draft, so I was a little confused. I thought you weren't a huge fan of him, but hey, ride that train, baby.
I wasn't. Right. I was more a fan of Derek Stingley, but watching a little bit more tape, reading some more things on him, I'm back on the Sauce train a little bit.
It's kind of a monster.
Lost
All right, so now lost in the sauce. So now that the Jets are on the board and Gardner's not there, who's been mentioned of him going there, I think the most obvious name here is Kayla Thibodeau, and I think he's going to end up a Jet. I don't think that they're going to be able to get him at 10, so I think they're going to end up having to grab him at the number 4 overall pick and then addressing either a wide receiver early on in the second round or picking up that early wide receiver here at number 10.
All right. Kayla Thibodeau off the board definitely has the talent to be the best player overall in this draft. But the biggest question is his heart in it? The thing that I talked about it in last mock draft, the thing that stuck out to me about him the most was his interview on Sirius XM. He said that he was going to do all the, drills and things like that throughout the combine, and didn't. So that kind of rubbed me the wrong way a little bit. Don't know if his heart is 100% in it, but definitely a great player. Has the potential to be the best. Offensive line is a big need for the Giants at 5. Arguably, you still have the best. Well, you do have the best because no tackles have been taken. But who's the best? Evan Neal, Icky, or even Charles Cross? Charles Cross out of Mississippi State. I like Icky. I like Icky a lot. He can move inside. Kind of gives the Giants a little bit of versatility. So I'm grabbing Icky here. Ekwano from NC State.
All right. So now the Panthers are on the board, and they've got their pick of the litter at quarterback. They could go offensive tackle here, being that they have great talent still on the board. And I think if the draft went this way, they'd probably attempt to trade back if possible. But being that we're not doing that, and who knows what they would even be able to do, I think that their best option here would actually be to go with Evan Neal.
I like that a lot.
I think that if this draft is going, quarterbacks aren't going nearly as fast, that they're going to be able to grab one of the guys that they like. And I don't think that they're hot on Willis.
What'd you talk about?
I don't think it's Willis. I think they're hotter on.
No, did you get the right? What'd you talk about, Willis?
No, I didn't apparently.
Pick it up. All right. I like that. I think they go tackle. I think they go offensive line. Even with Malik Willis there, I still think there's been rumors about, Jimmy G, them being interested in him, Baker Mayfield. I feel like they can go get somebody like that, build an offensive line, and then if they don't work out in the future, maybe get their quarterback of the future. And I know they just traded for Sam Darnold last year, but, I didn't have high hopes for him. So
the hopes were there. I just didn't expect it.
Yeah. So, all right. The Giants up on the clock. How it fell, they could take, Kyle Hamilton, I think, here. Or they could go edge, Jermaine Johnson, who is also picking up a head of steam going into the NFL draft. I think he had one very good season, this year with FSU. Kyle Hamilton.
All it takes sometimes.
Yeah, no, definitely. But Kyle Hamilton, one of the leaders of that Notre Dame defense. I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go safest player here. Jermaine Johnson has a ton of upside, but I think Kyle Hamilton can add a lot to that secondary, and eventually be a staple to that defense.
Yeah.
If any of you remember, I had the Lions taking him 2 last mock draft. So.
Wait, who?
Kyle Hamilton, the safety.
Did you really?
Yeah, remember?
No, I don't.
We did Aiden Hutchinson, and then I actually had the Lions taking Kyle Hamilton.
Okay. I thought he was someone you were kind of falling off of. Wasn't the biggest fan of. All right. Now that we're back, we're up with the Falcons now at the number 8 pick. Leaving a lot of talent still on the board. A lot of really good players that they could go anyway. So obviously some of the
I'm sorry. I feel like this draft doesn't have like elite talent, but it's very consistent.
Yeah, there's a lot of A- and B+ talent in this draft. A lot of B+, B- talent, if you want to go that way, with a couple hot takes in there. Like there's probably a couple hidden gems in this draft that we're going to be looking back and everyone's going to be wondering like, wow, how did this guy go top 10?
Yeah.
So I think the draft night's going to be really interesting this year because it's not going to be like last year where you knew where the first possible 8 picks were going until they started doing some trades. But let's go over to the Falcons. Like I said, I'm kind of stuck between them going with an edge rusher and a wide receiver. I'm not feeling them going a quarterback early on either. And they got no Calvin Ridley this year. Russell Gage is gone. Obviously, Julio Jones isn't there. And Marcus Mariota is going to be throwing to himself, possibly. Maybe Cordell Patterson and Kyle Pitts. So with the fact that they only have Kyle Pitts and Patterson, I think the receiver that best fits that situation there might be Garrett Wilson. And so I'm going to have them grabbing him at number 8.
I could see that for sure, taking over that Calvin Ridley role. Can do everything. So, or what you want out of your wide receiver 1.
Absolutely.
Run routes very efficiently and things like that. So, let's see. Seahawks up on the board. I do want to say, though, I do think that's where we could see. I think I could see the Falcons trading out and grabbing a quarterback later on, depending on who wants to, trade up or just take a quarterback right there. And I think Desmond Ritter would be a very good fit for the Falcons. I like him in that offense. But I don't know if you take him that early. So, Seattle Seahawks up on the board. A lot of Malik Willis rumors, things like that. We still haven't taken a quarterback yet. He's still there, and I think he's going to continue to fall. Much like the Panthers, I think they need to build that offensive line first before they get a young guy in there, or put a decent offensive line in front of him. And Seahawks are a disgrace. Yeah. Put a decent offensive line in front of Drew Lock, see what he can do. That's wild. How do you go from Russell Wilson to
Russell Wilson and Baker Mayfield? It's going to be crazy.
Or that.
You've got them taking Cross?
I do have them taking Cross, yes.
Okay.
Because Dwayne Brown's not under contract. So he said he's willing to return. But
yeah, and they're definitely a team that needs to start rebuilding. And I think something that's a great place to start, especially in a draft that's deep on it, is offensive tackles when there's still some talent left on the board. So let's jump over to our arch nemesis, the New York Jets.
Lance is lying craffing. Jesus. Crying laughing. Yeah, lying craffing. Crying laughing. Drew Lock. Yeah. We all
give the man a chance. If Baker Mayfield and Mitch Trubisky deserve a second chance, I think Drew Lock does as well. Just saying.
Give him some time. Anyways, Jets back up on the clock.
We've got the Jets back up on the clock. It's a team that, again, has a lot of needs. And there was Sauce Gardner, who was one of their top players projected to go to that team, and he was already taken. Derek Stingley is another name that's really popping up, getting a lot of hype, is going in the top 10. And their other option, in my opinion, would be a wide receiver here. Being that there is this buzz around the league of young receivers possibly getting traded, like Deebo Samuel, who may not be with the 49ers next year, depending on some comments that were made. Dun, dun, dun. I think we see them. Let's see them grab Derek Stingley Jr. Let's get him not inside the top 10, but at the top 10.
That'd be pretty good. If they grab him, that'd be pretty good secondary. They got.
That'd be a great great secondary. Help their defense out a lot, and they can work on that offense with the rest of the draft, or maybe some trades post draft.
Okay, all right. So that kind of makes it difficult for me here at the Commanders' first spot, kind of. So they need somebody opposite of Terry McLaurin, if Terry McLaurin is even there, which I think he ends up staying. But out of AJ Brown, DK, Debo, out of all those guys, I think that Terry McLaurin is the most likely to move. But somebody I would like to see on the other side of him is Drake London. Give Carson Wentz somebody who can go up and get the ball. Arguably one of the better receivers here. I don't love him, but I do think being opposite of Terry McLaurin could really help him, get used to the NFL, game speed and stuff like that, take some pressure off of him. So Drake London going to the Commanders.
This makes the Vikings a little difficult here, but I think I'm not going to overthink it here. I think, no, they're fine on the edge. Let's get him Jordan Davis.
Yeah, nice.
An extremely talented defensive lineman that can move if they decide to go into the 4-3, he can play outside of the center and be very productive. So let's see what he can do there. And I think the Vikings would love to have that defense get back to where they were just a few years ago.
Yeah, definitely. I think they could definitely use, Jordan Davis is wrecking ball. I mean, look, his presence at Georgia really helped Trayvon Walker and the linebackers, Nakobe Dean, all their jobs much easier at Georgia. So I like that pick there. The Texans going to go defense again, in my opinion, with Jermaine Johnson still on the board, getting an edge rusher. Not the next J.J. Watt, maybe, but somebody that Lovie Smith can help grow into a solid and potentially great edge rusher for the Texans. Fills the need.
Oh, boy. So I would have, if, with this draft board going the way it does, I don't see the Ravens at number 14 moving in and grabbing a defensive player early on. I know they are.
There's one name that sticks out to me, personally, but I want to see who you go with.
Is it Booth?
Yeah. It is Booth.
I just don't see the Ravens being excessively needy at the cornerback position. They've still got a lot of young talent on that team, and they've got great starters that just happen to be injured all season. Ah, man, I don't think that it is, because I don't know. I don't think they go Wyatt.
Yeah, Lance, the Giants, I don't know. I think I like Icky. He's my favorite offensive tackle. So if they can get him, I think he'll be a great addition to their offensive line. And Andrew Thomas has his ups and downs, but he's still young. Tons of potential.
All right. I made my decision.
Let's hear it.
I had to call them up. They told me that they're going to take best player available if the draft board falls this way. And best player available right now is going to be Jameson Williams.
All right. Wide receiver. Let's go. Lance, no. Gardner went number 3. Let's see. Eagles are up. That sucks because I think they could have used. No, they'll go defense here. They're going to grab Andrew Booth with him here. Man, our quarterbacks are falling. Sheesh.
Yeah.
I think that's what's going to happen, though. I really do.
I do as well.
Andrew Booth going to the Eagles. I do like, the Jameson Williams pick. They don't have, he could potentially be the best wide receiver in this class. He was, before his ACL,
arguably.
I think he would have been, top 2, top 3 for sure, or top 2 for sure. And even with his ACL, he's still, pretty highly projected. So I think he could give Lamar, nice little toy in that offense. Let Brown, get downfield, and Mark Andrews do his thing over the middle.
Absolutely. Which leaves me with the Saints' first pick at number 16. And again, with the draft board falling the way it is, I think a great pickup for them. Quarterbacks haven't been going. They have another pick a few picks later. The Chargers are going to be picking after them, as well as the Eagles. So I think now's their time to pick up that offensive tackle and Trevor Penning.
Nice pick.
Kind of attempts to fill the hole that Trevon Armstead left when he moved away. So let's go that way.
Trevor Penning. This draft has some really good offensive tackles. I think he could be another one playing at Northern Iowa.
They feed them really good in Iowa, so he learns how to block.
Lance, Jameson Williams. Jameson Williams is the wide receiver who got hurt at Alabama. John had him going 14 to the Baltimore Ravens. All right, so Chargers up on the clock. Trevor Penning gone, so no offensive tackle here for the Chargers. So I think we kind of look at the defensive side of the ball because, their offense is, was firing on all cylinders for the most part last year. They also just have, got Rashawn Slater last year, who played very well. Arguably top 3 rookies out of last year's draft with his play. But here we are. I think they're going to go defensive side of the ball. I like, Devontae Wyatt here to give him an interior lineman. But they also need some linebacker help. Devin Lloyd's there, who was a monster at Utah.
What you gonna do?
It's a great question. They also have
difficult.
George Karlaftis out of Purdue, but they don't need him.
They don't need him. The defensive line's solid.
I think they're gonna put Devontae Wyatt next to Joey Bosa.
All right.
Give him some help on the inside. Stop the run.
Let him thrive. All right. Next up, man. Eagles get a nice little pickup. I definitely think that if they went cornerback with their 18th or the 16th pick, I do think, or what were they, 15? Sorry. I do think that they decide to go on the offensive side of the ball. And we know that the Eagles like speed. And I hate to say it, Mike, but my second receiver that I'm picking is also going to be, oh no, it's actually my third. Never mind. It's going to be Chris Olave.
Olave.
Sorry. Olave. I was about to say Olave.
What about Treylon Burks?
I think Treylon Burks is going to go to a team that's actually going to respect him.
Respect him? Put some spec on my name?
Yeah, Chris Olave is going to fall down that same rabbit hole that the Eagles fall down every year.
Okay.
Drafting the wrong guy.
All right, here it goes. First quarterback off the board. Saints back up with. I mean, you fell this far. I think they take a shot. They already got. Who do we give them?
Gave him an offensive tackle.
Penning. So they could grab a wide receiver. To give Jameis Winston.
Winston, that's his name. You're right.
Jameis Winston. Another option. Like I said, Treylon Burks is there. Pair him up with Mike Thomas. Jahan Dotson, maybe. But I think they grab Malik Willis, quarterback of the future. Let him sit behind Jameis Winston this year. And there we go. They get their quarterback of the future.
There you go.
Plus, listen, if they get him, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Sean Payton next year.
You think he stays? You think he comes back? Sorry. Yeah. You think he comes back if they get a quarterback? A good quarterback?
Yeah.
Okay.
Potential.
All right. I'm going to shock the world here.
Uh-oh. Let's see it.
We're going to go Desmond Ritter to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Here we go.
There's some hype coming out, some news, some buzz coming out recently, which may be smoke, but there is some buzz around Ritter being the Steelers guy. So I'm going to buy into it right now. I think that Kenny Pickett, though, maybe he is one of the most pro-ready. Neither of the two teams that drafted a quarterback are quarterback desperate. So they don't need to pick the guy that's going to be the most pro-ready this year. They can pick someone that has untapped potential that can lead a franchise. So let's see Ritter go over to Pittsburgh.
Nice. I like that. I think Ritter, I said it last draft. Maybe it's a hot take. I don't know. Ritter's going to be the best quarterback from this draft. I like him a lot. Let's see. All right, so I want to take a linebacker here, but they just lost Shaq Mason. And with Zion Johnson sitting there on the board, playing for Boston College, so obviously, they've seen enough of him. I'm kind of between those two. I'm kind of between Devin Lloyd and Zion Johnson here. But with them losing Shaq Mason, I think I'm going to take Zion Johnson. He's got a lot of upside, very good guard. I think he's he's going to fit well in that offense. And they need to protect Mac Jones. If they don't protect Mac Jones, I think we see a decline in his play.
Okay. So you went Johnson?
That's not bias.
So Johnson?
Yeah, I'll grab Zion Johnson there.
All right. So the Packers going to get their first pick of the draft, of the first round of the draft.
Lance wants him to go Nakobe Dean. Sounds like he's a Packers fan.
I hate to disappoint.
Uh-oh.
I really do. But the draft fell in an incredible way. And I think right now they find Aaron Rodgers' number 1 wide receiver, Treylon Burks.
Woo,
who
nice.
I think is has the build, the assets, and the ability to be an absolute prime number 1 receiver, especially when he's got one of the most accurate quarterbacks that have played recently who can gunsling the ball faster than anyone else. Let's get it.
So here's my thing about Treylon Burks, and I think it's cooling off, which, I think he got super hyped up way too early. Originally he was top 1 or 2 wide receivers taken, and I don't see him being that. But with a veteran quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, I do think that could benefit him. So going to that offense, having Sammy Watkins there, Alan Lazard, guys who he can kind of lean on. They're obviously not Devontae Adams, but still been in the league for a while, can lean on and learn. I think that could be a really good fit for him. So, and the Packers need an offensive weapon like that. So, all right, we've got the Cardinals. We got the Cardinals here.
What are you feeling? What position are you feeling?
I feel like they need to go. So originally, I was kind of thinking, because obviously Christian Kirk's gone. AJ Green signed a 1-year deal. He's old. He's not, going to be. DeAndre Hopkins starting to get up there. Is under contract for like
another 2 years.
2 more years.
Believe so.
I think they could look, for a wide receiver of the future. Or they address the defensive side of the ball. I'm gonna grab George Karlaftis.
George Karlaftis, really? Okay.
Out of Purdue. Learn from J.J. Watt. Get a year behind him, or not behind him, but next to him, on the other side of him, and see where it takes him. I think he's a very talented defensive end, and has a ton of upside. So.
All right, fair. Damn. Making it easy for the Cowboys here. They're going to be grabbing Trent McDuffie. I really thought the Cardinals were going to grab him. He scheme fits very well to Byron Murphy, and so almost interchangeable at that point. But the Cowboys have been needing some additional help there at the corner position, and great talented player schemes right in.
There you go. I've been saying it for a long time now. We actually talked about it. I think the Bills are 1 running back away from going to a Super Bowl. Somebody they can lean on, somebody they can turn around, hand the ball off to, and get a first down when they need it. Make plays and take some of that rushing, that pressure from Josh Allen. Who won't have to run as much. Obviously, very talented at it, can run people over, quite mobile. But I see him taking Kenneth Walker. But there is no but, I guess. I see him taking a running back. I really do. You get that 5th-year option, as taking him in the first round. They could grab, Kyer Elam. They could grab Jahan Dotson. But I really don't think they need a receiver. One of the most underrated signings was Jamison Crowder. Plus, they have up-and-coming Gabe Davis, obviously on top of Stephon Diggs. So I don't really see him needing a wide receiver. Taking a shot on, a cornerback Kyle Elam, who's talented, but he's not one of the top guys in his class. Kenneth Walker or Breece Hall, but I really like Kenneth Walker. What he did at Michigan State, ran all over Ohio State. That was painful. Luckily, we won.
All right. So we're at the Tennessee Titans now. And looking at what they got here, I want to say I'm actually surprised he's made it this far down, but I'm going to give them Devin Lloyd at linebacker. Let them use some of those second-round picks on that secondary receiver. They did sign Robert Woods, who could have that ACL injury last season. That doesn't mean he's going to come back and be injured this season and be plagued with injuries. Could be a great complementary receiver to AJ Brown. They still do have. Do they still have Josh Reynolds? No, Josh Reynolds went to the.
No, Julio's not there. It's just AJ Brown right now. I forget. Did they sign somebody?
I could have sworn.
Oh, they Robert Woods. They got Robert Woods. Duh.
Yeah.
Jeez, my mind.
So let me give them Devin Lloyd. Help out that linebacking group.
Yeah, I like it. Hit it on the defense side of the ball. As long as they keep AJ Brown, they'll be all right. Buccaneers are up. And I think that Tyler Linderbaum's sitting there, but they don't
think
need,
so?
No, because they got Jensen back for a couple years.
Marpet's gone.
Yeah, they could push him over, but I think they go safety. And it's between Lewis Seen or Daxton Hill. I'm gonna lean Daxton Hill.
Do they keep Kappa? Daxton Hill. Okay.
Yeah, Michigan. Solid safety.
Very much so. All right.
He also had his job last year. It was pretty easy for him because they had a great pass rush. David Ajabo on one side, obviously Aiden Hutchinson on the other. Kind of helped that secondary.
Yeah. Alrighty. So let me go over with the Green Bay Packers second pick. Looks like we know what Lance wants here with Nakobe Dean. I actually like the pick, but I don't want to seem like I'm copying him. So
you can copy, John. You're allowed to copy.
It's actually a unique idea that I had all by myself, and no one else helped me. So yeah, let's go Nakobe Dean.
Okay, there we go. Lance, you got your wish. Nakobe Dean going to the Packers. So, all right, I'm going to shake it up here. Taking best wide receiver available with a ton of upside. No Tyreek Hill, obviously. Taking George Pickens out of Georgia. Speedy, has all the intangibles to be a solid receiver in this league. I think he sneaks in the first round. What? Why'd you say damn?
I really thought Christian Watson was going to be it, but it's fine. It's fine.
That's a good pick too for him.
It is. Now, so now that they got their wide receiver of the future, let them stir up that cornerback position with Kaiir Elam out of Florida. I think he definitely adds some depth to that cornerback position and helps that secondary out. He can be moved around a little bit if they decide to. He does have some history of being able to be moved into the nickel, be moved into a shallow safety if need be. So let's see what he can do with that speed.
All right. I like it. I think if this draft falls this way, this is the easiest pick of the night. And that's going to be Tyler Linderbaum for the Cincinnati Bengals. They've been shoring up that offensive line this entire offseason. Add the best center in this draft to that line. I mean, that's a simple pick for him.
I think so, too. And you know what this leaves?
Kenny Pickett?
This leaves Kenny Pickett to the Lions. Lock it in. Lock and
Boom.
loaded.
Dang,
I
son.
actually, wow. What a draft.
That was
A
interesting.
lot of teams made out really well.
Yeah, I kind of like it. We should just draft for every team.
No, because we're gonna start running out of people we actually know when we get to the third round.
No. I'm saying like.
Oh, real life?
At
You
least
want
the first round. At least the first round. They should let us do the first round.
Do we get to field trades too?
Yeah, of course. Dolphins, all the firsts.
Send them all.
All right, let's run through it. Jacksonville, starting from 1. Trayvon Walker, Aiden Hutchinson to the Lions, Sauce to the Texans, Kayla Thibodeau to the Jets, Icky to the Giants, Evan Neal to the Panthers, Kyle Hamilton to the Giants, Garrett Wilson to the Falcons, Seattle Seahawks grabbed Charles Cross, Stingley Jr. to the Jets, Drake London to the Commanders. Their name is the Washington on this site. Love it.
Good for
Jordan Davis to the Vikings, Jermaine Johnson to the Texans, Jamison Williams to the Ravens, Andrew Wilkes Booth. Oh my God, I'm an idiot. To the Eagles, Trevor Penning to the Saints, Devontae Wyatt to the Chargers, Chris Olave to the Eagles, Malik Willis to the Saints. The Steelers grabbed Desmond Ritter, Zion Johnson to the Patriots, Packers grabbed Treylon Burks, Arizona grabbed George Karlaftis, Trent McDuffie to the Cowboys, Kenneth Walker to the Bills, Devin Lloyd to the Titans, Tampa grabbed Daxton Hill, Nakobe Dean to the Packers, George Pickens to the Chiefs, Khair Elam to the Chiefs, the Bengals grabbed Tyler Linderbaum, and Kenny Pickett going to the Lions.
There we go. What a draft.
What do you think we could have done different? Or what do you think? What are some things that you don't like?
Mike, if I had to be honest with you,
Let's hear it.
this is a perfect draft. I think every team hits some huge needs.
There's a draft that pretty much, because like I said earlier, I feel like it's a lot of good NFL talent, good players, but nobody is super elite. Very consistent throughout the entire draft. I think this is one of the drafts where we see, best player available, or I'm completely wrong, like last year, and everything just blows up and goes to hell, and none of us were right.
There's going to be a lot of trades this year. I think so. Maybe not huge game-changing trades, but moving back a couple picks because the guy you're deciding you want and throwing in like a fifth. Like, it's not going to cost a lot to move around, and you're not going to be able to ask for a lot.
Yeah, but I mean, NFL GMs they got a lot of pride, I feel like.
Some
Brooks
of them
says that first round plus trading for Debo would put the lid on an amazing offseason for his Jets.
For his Jets.
Yeah, I like, like I said, Kayla Thibodeau. Has a high ceiling. Same with Derek Stingley. So it could be very good for you guys. As a Dolphins fan, I hope they all fail. So the one thing I find peculiar, I like the Ravens going secondary, grabbing Andrew Booth, but you can't deny Jamison Williams, the addition of Jamison Williams to that offense, would do wonders. So I could see.
Yeah,
I could see him doing it for sure. I just personally lean going the secondary. Also, we had quarterbacks go really late, which I don't think any of these guys are deserving of being a top 10 pick. But being that it's the quarterback position, I think we probably see a couple go. Kenny Pickett getting drafted earlier or something like that. Maybe through trade, like you said.
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously gonna completely change any one of these draft boards that you see, because it does really come down to where is he going.
So I think it's a great draft for the Saints, getting Trevor Penning and then getting Malik Willis after that.
Absolutely. I think that's a perfect. Like I said, this draft right here really did a great job at addressing needs for pretty much every team that drafted. Even their teams that are drafting receivers were drafting receivers that complement, like Washington, we got them going with Drake London, would complement Terry McLaurin exceptionally well.
Yeah, I like that.
Garrett Wilson would open up the Falcons playbook a little bit more than some of the other guys out there. I like it. I'm actually really happy with this draft.
Yeah,
I'd print this out and check it off on draft night as each one of those go correct.
There we go. Hey, I'll do that. I'm gonna share it on Twitter. So guys, let us know in the comments what you would have done different. Let us know who we're right on, who we're wrong on, who you think goes number 1. Does Trayvon Walker go number 1? Does Aiden Hutchinson go number 1? Or somebody else. Wonder how good John Mechie could be if he's healthy. Yeah, I mean, I think he's another very underrated receiver this year. Was really popping off this year, and with Alabama, obviously helped having Jamison Williams on the field as well. But I think John Mechie could be a very sneaky wide receiver, somebody that a team grads as a number 2, that he'd really help an NFL team. Brooks is asking, who do you want the Dolphins to pick this year? Being that we don't have anybody in the first, obviously, I think our first pick is 101.
102 in the third round.
Who do you got? Anybody stick out?
There's no one that's sticking out because it's just so far down there. If we were able to grab a running back, if for some reason, we're able to grab, me and you talked about it really, really briefly before we even started recording, but Cook, we were able to pick up Cook for a mid third round pick. I'm not going to be angry about that.
It's sad. I know we just signed Thomas Morstead, but that Matt Urzea or something like that from Arizona, I think he's Arizona, the punter, dude's got a leg. I would love to grab him. I'd love it. Screw it.
What pick? What pick do we
our
have?
Our fifth round pick. I think we have a 5th or a 4th. Or a 4th or 5th round pick. It'd be like our 2nd or 3rd pick. I would also, I don't really want Isaiah Spiller because we have a bunch of those running backs. Yeah, if we could grab James Cook, I'd like to see him there. If maybe we can trade up into the 2nd round and grab a linebacker, that'd be nice. I think he's a linebacker opposite of Nakobe Dean at Georgia. I forget his name. That'd be great. A center. So I don't have a name. I don't, just any center that's not Tyler Linderbaum, unfortunately, to compete with.
So, Mike, I'm sorry. I have to know.
What?
You really want to draft a punter?
I don't care. Yeah, this draft, bro. I'm not.
You're right. This draft is deep with mediocre talent. We need depth.
We also need a punter. Our punter was horrific last year. I know we have, but he's old as shit. He's old as hell.
It's a punter. It's a punter.
Don't say that when we had Michael Pilardi kicking like 20 freaking yards, and then he would.
Michael Pilardi. Thomas Morstead is completely different.
I agree.
If you want to compare him to the low end, I mean, punting, kicking, Vinatieri kicked for how long?
It's not sexy. I'm just saying.
It's not
that's
sexy.
What I like. That's what I like.
He's not gonna get. He's not gonna get drafted to like the 7th. If he's there at the 7th. If he's there at the 7th.
I bet he gets drafted in the 5th round.
The 5th.
Dude's bombing punts. And he's getting hype. And he can kick field goals.
Morstead's 36, bro. We got him for 2 more years. We don't need him.
All right.
We can draft it. We can draft a punter next year when the draft class is better. We can get that elite.
This is
punter.
a perfect year to draft a punter, as stupid as it sounds.
I'm
hyped for next year. I'm hyped for this year. Ugh. So, anyways, guys.
Thursday night.
Thursday. Yes, sir. Anyways, all right, guys. That's it. We're kind of rambling on. So, thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time. What are we doing? Tomorrow
night, we're doing our draft preview. We're going to break down some of these running backs that we had drafted here, some of the wide receivers, go over what we like about them, what we don't, and where we think they might be getting picked up Thursday night.
Yes. Chris, I was not a punter. Thank you. I was a place kicker. There's a difference. Be the Raiders. Draft not only a punter in the first, but also a kicker. No, we got a kicker.
Top 2 kicker in the league the past couple of years.
Well, not last year, because our freaking punter couldn't hold the ball. All right, we're out.